Hello, welcome friends. Today in this Python tutorial we'll be learning about Python casting. So this is our topic for today and let us talk about it. So what is casting? Like we know that sometimes we need to convert our variables into certain types. Like if you have seen the input variable, what the input function returns, it gives us a type of a string. So and often we need to operate on our integers. So what we do is we perform certain functions on them in order to convert them into function in order to convert into a desirable data type. So here we have three types of functions. We have int to convert it into a integer, a float to convert it into a float, and str that's supposed to be the string, and that would convert it into a string. The following input. So let's get started. Now first I'll show you how to convert it into a string. Let a be equal to like a equal to integer. So we have an integer, and a would be given to it. So if a integer is given itself, then it would be an integer only. Now b is equal to integer like 5.6. So over here, as you can see, it's a 5.6. so what would be in that case, you would be thinking? So when we print b, and so what it do is, see, so it will give us only the 5, the number before the point, before the decimal, and the number after the decimal would be eliminated. See, now let's see if C, and we want to convert it. Now conversion from a string. Now let the string be a number like 5.3. Now what will it do? You see over here that it says that it should be at the base of 10, and this is an error that is often seen. So let's convert it a normal string. We take the value c itself, and we take 5. Now this is a string, if you see, and most of the times the input variable, the input function returns a string, and it is of the similar kind. And now when we print c, we get a 5. Now as we have seen that there are functions for int, there is a similar function from float that converts our function from another values like int and strings to float. So let's try them out, taking similar, like now let's start with ex is equal to, and we now convert into float. So float would have, if an integer is given, so and we print ex, so you can see 1.0 or 0.0 would be added. Now let's take ex2 is equal to, and we insert the value. We are taking about floats, float of, so a float will remain a float, so I'm not showing how to do a float. Now if we insert a string in it, so let's see how float checks it out. So ex, see how it operates with it. So if we print ex2 over here, so you can see now it gets converted into a float. Now ex3 is equal to now float value of, now let's print an float value in string, so 6.9, and so print ex3 and print ex3, we get 6.9 as it is. But if you see in the above example, there was a string, there was a float, and now there is a the above example there was string in the parenthesis, and the result would give us a float value. So let's go to the string part now. Example number 4, coming to example number 4, we use str and we give them an integer over here. Now integer value, giving them a 5 integer, and ex, we tell them to print ex4. so you can see we have a integer 5. So this converts it into an integer, into a string. Now ex5 is equal to, we now convert this into, like, we have a 3.0 into a string format. So when we print ex5, now you see we get a 3.0, and this is how strings work. So you might be thinking, this is how to convert them. These are the things, and if we give them in a string format, so string will always remain a string. So like str is equal to str we say an s1, and when we print the st, we get the s1 value. So now I'll show you to verify what will be the types of all those we have used. So let's see the type. We check the type of a variable by using type, and first let's check the type of a, type e, and we get a. So you see it gives us an int. So type of, then ex3 will check ex3, it gives us a float, it returns as a float, and the type of st, and see you get a string, so str returns a string. So this is all we have for today's video, and in this video you have learned how to convert into various desirable forms. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned in.